Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So here we are, it's late August, getting ready to be early September here in Tidewater, Virginia. And this is the time of year where I do a lot of crabbing for blue crabs. We're basically in a tributary of the Chesapeake Bay, so we get blue crabs up here. And I've been wanting to do a video about this for a few years, and I figured this is a good time to get that done. Now, last year I did a video about how I clean and cook the blue crabs and then pick them, and I'll put a link to that up here at the beginning and also at the end of this video. But this year I want to focus more on the process of catching those crabs and kind of take you along as we go through that process. And this is actually a multi-week process. Every time I put in my crab pots, there are weeks of work leading up to that. And so the first thing I have to do, basically starting in early July here, is start catching catfish to use as bait in the crab pots, and I'll really get as many as I can and freeze them. And here's one right here, and I'll basically try and get as many of these in the freezer as I can without pissing off my wife and flirting with divorce, because I'll be going through these pretty quickly once we get into the heart of crabbing season and I'm putting my pots out. And so there's generally, days or weeks of catching catfish and building up bait that go into this before we do any crabbing at all. And once we get into the season and things get rolling, there's usually about a 3-day process for me to catch crabs. Really, the first day what I'm going to be doing is prepping my bait, and so I'll take the frozen catfish out of the freezer and chop them up into smaller pieces that I can fit into the crab pots, and really get all this stuff staged and ready to go, so that when I'm out on the boat with the pots and things get busy out there, I can just reach for the bait and stick it in the pot. So that's the first thing I'm going to show today is prepping this catfish and chopping the bait up and getting it ready. And then either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, we'll actually get on the boat with the crab pots. I'll put the pots out into the Chickahominy River here in Virginia, and you'll get to see that process. And then 24 hours, give or take, after that, we'll head back out on the boat, pull the pots in. Normally, I've got enough crabs after 24 hours that I just pull things in and then clean and cook the crabs. If some years it might be a little bit slow. It depends on the weather, depends on the salt content in the water. Depends on a lot of things. If crabbing is slow, then I'll really just rebait the pots and let them sit out there for another 24 hours. But we'll proceed on that normal schedule of either checking and rebaiting or pulling in the pots after 24 hours. So I'm going to give this guy, I don't know, an hour or two to soften up a little bit. And then I'll change the camera around and we'll start chopping up the catfish for bait and getting that ready to go.